It's Red Eye Radio. Gary McNamara and Eric Harley talk about everything from politics to social issues and news of the day. Whether you're up late or you're just starting your day, welcome to the show. From the Uniden America Studios, this is Red Eye Radio.
All across America, we are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Good morning. All right, stop what you're doing because this is about climate change.
Oh, okay.
And global cooling. A new ice age apparently is coming. It's time to panic again, but now in the opposite direction. This after, what's his name from Microsoft? Bill Gates came out and said, okay, there's not going to be an apocalypse because of climate change.
Right. And now we're learning there's going to be an apocalypse.
Yes.
Yeah.
According to the Institute of Oceanology of the Chinese Academy of Sciences and the University of California, we've got a massive ice age coming. Why? Because the Gulf Stream could be pushed to the brink of collapse within decades, bringing in a new ice age, dramatically raising sea levels, climate scientists have claimed in a new study. It was published in the Journal of Communications, Earth, and Environment. I cannot wait for the cross-examination of this report. But it's just very interesting that now we've gone from global warming and oceans boiling now to ice age.
Yeah, well, couldn't get here soon enough. It's going to be 89 where I'm going this weekend. Can we hurry that up? Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I want to see. I would love to see the peer review on that. But the thing is, you never really see peer review.
You'll have people like Bjorn Lomborg will come out,
right?
And
but
say
I mean, that's one person doing, and he does great work. And who was it? Who else was it that put out the report? Michael Schellenberger?
Yeah, Michael Schell. Yeah, I expect Michael Schellenberger.
These are people that are doing.
Yeah,
they're doing real work. But in terms of the community peer review, well, the left agenda won't have that. You can't have that. Because you can't scare people when the truth comes out. The truth is kind of boring.
Well, thank goodness I'll be dead when this all happens if it's, multiple decades from now.
Yeah.
Because if it's like...
Look, if they can push it 40, 50 years, I'm good.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, as long as...
Yeah.
But my problem is I'm afraid that if the ice age is coming... what is that word?
I don't know.
If the ice age is coming, I won't be able to go visit Buffalo.
Yeah, it's true.
The Bills will have to move.
Well, they'll have to move to Florida. The Miami Bills.
Let's go, Bills. Tax the rich.
Yeah.
That means wow. Let's talk about the politics of this. New York's gone. Illinois is gone. This could really help the southern states in the Electoral College.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
In any of the Great Lakes states, I mean, right?
Yeah.
We will not have to worry about any kind of trade war with Canada. Canada will only have one export, ice cubes.
That's right.
Did you see? I know nobody's paying attention to it in the United States, but the Grey Cup is this weekend in Canada. And there's like a sadness because they're changing the rules to more American football. Now, they're not going to 4 downs, from what I know, but they're shrinking the field. I don't even know how many yards it's going to be. I really don't care, but it's not going to be because their field's 110 yards. That's the weirdest thing watching Canadian football. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. He's at the 50. He's at midfield at the 55. Now down to the 50. What?
It's a lot of running.
I know.
Hey, did you guys make the field longer so I couldn't get a touchdown?
Now it's a lot. I don't know if they're good. I've seen that Canadians are really upset about it, but when you see that they just sold out, the Grey Cup is this week. It's only 30,000 seats in the stadium. They just sold it out like a day and a half ago.
Oh, wow.
A week and a half ago, not a day.
Wow.
Ago.
And tickets are $6.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, you can buy Cleveland Browns tickets this weekend against Baltimore. Take a guess what you can buy tickets on the secondary market for Cleveland. $9.
That's a lot of money. Wow. Because someone probably said, hey, we could go 10. No.
Well,
Stick with the one digit.
It's just I've got a bunch of friends that are Cleveland Browns fans, so it's just anytime I see it on X, I have to send it to them.
Yeah.
I'm just, torturing them.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, your Bills suck now. They've lost 3 out of 4 weeks. Yeah. I went, well, let's go Bills then.
Yeah.
Which means tax. By the way, when you hear me say let's go Bills, what I'm saying is let's tax the rich. Because in case you didn't hear it, Governor Hochul, who was at a Mamdani, rally. I'm just going to leave now.
Mamdani.
I'm going to leave now.
Yeah.
Well, I said it right the last time.
Mamdani.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
or the proper pronunciation, communist.
Commie. I just sort of slur the M's together is what I just...
Yeah.
I know the name. Mamdani. But when I say it quickly, it just... The M just sort of rolls with it,
Yeah.
All right, we'll just say commie. I won't make any mistake at that point, if
Mr. Mayor. Mayor Commie. Mom Commie.
I like that one. Mom Commie. Yeah. Therefore, I can justify another M.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so all my friends are Cleveland Browns fans, so I'm just harassing the daylights out of them. But the whole she was at a rally, and Mom Commie's supporters were screaming at her, tax the rich, because she had said, I'm not going to tax the rich. And so when asked about it later on, she said, I thought they were saying, let's go Bills.
Yeah.
So
sure you did.
And I justified that with my Cleveland Browns fans. You guys lost to Miami. Yeah, but there's a reason. Because there were so many Bills fans in the stadium. They were all cheering, let's go Bills. Josh Allen's making millions. He already is losing a lot because of income taxes in New York than what he could make in Miami. We're talking millions over the life of his contract. And here he's sitting there trying to quarterback a team, and all the loyal fans are saying, tax the rich, tax the rich. He goes, well, I'm going to tank this game.
Yeah.
That's what happened last week against Miami.
Well, instead of being on the phone with the coach, he's been on the phone with his tax guy.
That's happening,
Instead of watching film on Monday, he's been reviewing his taxes.
There was a story a couple of years ago about that, though. Professional athletes in the cities that they live, when it comes to contract negotiations, I'm going to have to make more from you because of the state taxes that you have.
Oh, no, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
You think about
that's been going on with the executives for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's happening with football players now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to play there.
Right.
I'm going to lose a ton of money.
Yeah.
When you look at the personal income tax, thinking about what was it? Personal income tax, what is it up to now? What did we say yesterday?
California?
16? Well, if Mamkami gets his what he wants, what was it, 16%, 20%?
Yeah, I think they were going to raise it by 2 or 3 points.
Yeah.
Right?
something like that. It was unbelievably high. Good God. If you're an athlete, you sign a $100 million contract over a period of time or whatever.
Right.
Or your endorsements and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying a huge amount.
Yeah.
And so there's been stories written on that where players are going, no, I don't want to play there because I'm going to make a lot less money.
Mm-hmm.
And my time is limited to make money. Remember, a lot of it isn't guaranteed. You sign a $10 million contract, there may be $2 million of it guaranteed or $3 million.
Right.
So, so that's what's going on. But, yeah, we got an ice age coming up, so that's the
Yeah, prepare for that. Listen, you're going to want to get a jacket. And some good snow boots.
By the way, we here at Red Eye, definitely, we fear a ice age. We fear global cooling way more than global warming.
Mm-hmm.
All right, coming up, this is interesting. You ready for this?
All right, what do you got?
Listen to this.
Okay.
This is being talked about in MAGA groups, conservatives and Republicans. Trump on Laura Ingraham the other night. Here we go.
Republicans have to talk about it, Laura.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people
you
here.
don't. No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have. You don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put you.
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. Making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal. Trump versus Vance on legal immigration.
Yeah.
Now, want to make this clear. This is sort of like the whole Ron Paul thing on free trade, where so many of the people that supported him did not know the president's stance.
Right.
The president, even in the first term, you and I always bring up with Jim Acosta, where he talked about the fact that the economy, when it starts growing, we're going to need to increase legal immigration a lot. For some reason, a significant portion of his base believes that Trump is against legal immigration.
And that's not the case.
And that's not the case. But story came out in the Hill yesterday that the Democrats and a lot of Republicans, MAGA especially, are going to have a field day with. We'll have that coming up next. 866-90 Red Eye.
Brought to you by FPPF, Fuel Power Max.
Most owner-operators leased to larger carriers are paid on a per-mile basis or a percentage of revenue per load. The per-mile basis is most prevalent among larger fleets. Percentage at smaller. Pay per mile tends to dominate discussions about pay just because it's easier to measure, and pay per mile often is wrongly used as the deciding factor in leasing to a carrier. While pay per mile can be a vital factor, it's not a cure for every ill, nor does it mean a big settlement check is coming an owner-operator's way. Why? Because pay per mile always must be considered in balance with gross revenue as well as total costs. Gross revenue can include flat mileage pay that varies by length of haul, percentage revenue pay, and more. Most importantly, though, for every revenue dollar generated, only part of that dollar is profit. But for every extra dollar of cost saved, The entire dollar contributes to profit. Knowing and understanding your cost to operate is fundamental to understanding the true value of any pay package. Owner-Operator Business 101 is provided by Overdrive's Partners in Business program. Go to overdriveonline.com to the Partners in Business section of the website for more details on this and many other topics. Brought to you by Shell Rotella. With advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running with more mileage and less maintenance.
Get in touch with Red Eye Radio, toll free at 866-90-RED-EYE.
We are Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Yeah, so we mentioned, Rand Paul when it came to free trade. Ron Paul when it came to free trade. So many of his supporters, and we dealt with this for a couple of years, believed that when Ron Paul came out against NAFTA, that he was against free trade. And I'll never forget the arguments that we had. I've been a loyal Ron Paul supporter. You guys don't know what you're talking about. Remember that?
Yeah.
How long that went on for? We said, no.
Yeah.
Ron Paul doesn't want NAFTA because he believes that's managed trade. He doesn't believe that's free trade. He wants 100% free trade, unless you might be an enemy of the United States that we're at war with. Well, they were furious with us at that, remember? Yep. They were livid. You guys are making this up. You're lying. We're not lying.
We were getting it from Ron Paul's website.
Yes, we sent them to Ron Paul's website, and it was fascinating. But with Trump, there's two things that a lot of people in MAGA bought into that Trump never was. We now know he's not an isolationist.
Right.
That has alienated some in MAGA.
Right.
From everything with Iran to whatever, he is not an isolationist at all. He's doing it in a different way where boots aren't on the ground, but he is not an isolationist. And the same thing here, way back in his first term. And it's like, this is where when you get involved in not what's actually being said and the beliefs and just the imagery, that you get it wrong. Because Trump, for the longest time, has said, number one, because of the population decrease in the United States, and because over the last 50 years, we haven't focused on many, technical things in college curriculum or whatever, the trades that we have lost to the rest of the world. And if you're going to bring jobs, back here in manufacturing, back here, people have to have the skills and they don't have it right now. So you're going to have to bring people in from outside the country. And because of the birth rate, you're going to have to permanently have an increase or a steady flow of legal immigrants with the talents that are needed to fill the jobs. Otherwise, just like any other natural resource out there, companies will leave.
Right.
They'll go somewhere else. I would say the public doesn't want to hear that. Now, I will say this also. Because of the left pounding that Trump is anti-immigrant, they've set up a false narrative. Trump is not anti-immigrant. Trump is anti-illegal immigrant, but the left for so long has said the right and Trump is anti-immigrant. Well, that covers both illegal and legal, and that's not the case.
Right. But we talked about how you closed the border, which in the second term here, the Trump administration got done in a matter of weeks. It's still too early to have the conversation with the right on legal immigration, with many on the right, about legal immigration.
You've talked with the political...
It's just too soon.
Belief is not there with the American public.
Right.
Catch Red Eye Radio live every night on the Red Eye Radio app. Available in the App Store. Red Eye Radio.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. By the way, download our Red Eye Radio app today, and you can listen when and where you decide.
Do that.
The Laura Ingraham interview the other day brought that up, and a couple of other things also that the administration has brought up concerning tariffs, which actually was done in October. But with the back and forth, that got a lot of buzz in Republican circles because Trump was saying, we don't have the qualified people. She's saying we do.
Right.
And he's saying you don't. That's a debate that's gone on all the time. As the Wall Street Journal pointed out, Trump versus Vance on legal immigration. As for Mr. Vance, he replied to an immigration question at a Turning Point USA event last month this way: my honest view is that right now America, thanks in parts to the Biden border invasion, but also thanks in part to a lot of bad immigration policy, right now we have let in too many immigrants. He also said legal immigrants are undercutting the wages of American workers. And so what they're saying is, I mean, there's a difference right there. He said he conceded that at Turning Point that many immigrants do, in fact, enrich the United States of America, but he called for limiting legal immigration anyway. Why? We've got to become a common community again, and you can't do that when you have such high numbers of immigration. We've got to get our overall legal immigration numbers way, way down, as they point out, but they're already down. Illegal immigration has ground to a halt with the southwest borders down 95%. The administration also taken steps to reduce legal immigration, including charging $100,000 for an H-1B visa. But they're saying, is there a big difference between Vance and where Trump is going? But that's really not what's going to make the news, I believe, in the next couple of days. It's the Hill.com article that came out late last night. Trump Organization requested record number of foreign workers in 2025. The Trump Organization requested 184 foreign workers to work across various company properties, a record number that has increased over the years. The company sought to hire workers through H-2A and H-2B visas for temporary positions at Mar-a-Lago, 2 golf clubs, and a Trump vineyard in Charlottesville, Virginia, according to data from the Department of Labor. Over the course of Trump's first term and the first 9 months of his second term, Trump Organization's visa request increased from 121 in 2021 to 184 in 2025. According to Forbes, overall, the company has filed to hire 566 foreign laborers to work as servers, farm workers, kitchen staff, clerks, and housekeepers primarily. For the H-2A and H-2B visa programs, businesses need the Department of Labor's approval before petitioning the Department of Homeland Security. After that, the Department of State issues the visas. The Hill has reached out to the Trump Organization and the White House for that comment. That's not a good look that MAGA's going to like.
No, it's not. And, you know, in trucking, there's been a recent a set of events that happened. It really catapulted, skyrocketed during the Biden years, these non-domiciled CDLs licenses for truck drivers that made it easy for people to come here from other countries, basically, and get, without passing the standards that we have here in the state, get a CDL here in the States, and then all of a sudden, rates went through the floor. Rates just went through the floor, and accidents and fatalities went through the roof. And they changed that administratively. That's a separate issue because, again, I think the president, if he's going to tell you, and clearly his administration acted on that whole non-domicile CDL scandal. And they're still today rooting out all of the bad actors in that equation. I think he would tell you, look, if they come here and they can pass the CDL test, read and speak English, and that was a big deal because many of them did not, because you had certain states that just let them get a CDL and not pass the standards that we should have for all of those operating commercial vehicles. And that became, again, a big driver on the downside for rates in the trucking industry. Well, that's behind us. And I think they're working on that being behind us. They've made tremendous progress. But the problem is ultimately the sentiment, though, is still the same. Because I think the president would tell you, look, if they come here, and whether it's a CDL or any other kind of license or whatever qualification, if they meet our standards for whatever that job is, whatever that role in the job marketplace is, then fine. But politically, I don't think a lot of people, in fact, I think MAGA wouldn't agree with him to a large extent, and I don't think a lot of people in the center would agree with you. I think this country is, right now, I think it's too soon after closing the border to illegal immigrants to talk about legal immigration. And when you talk about, I think there's another thing, too. When you talk about the conversation that he had with Laura, if the administration is saying, buy American, buy American, buy American, at the same time promoting that all these countries are coming over here, setting up shop, but on the back of that, you're saying you want those foreign workers to come here and train American workers, or you want them to come here at all. Nobody wants to hear anything beyond that, but you want them to come here and they're going to work the line. Oh, wait a minute. We thought this was creating American jobs on the whole tariff thing and inviting companies here or encouraging companies, leveraging companies to invest here. That is really what stuck out in the conversation with Laura. It's you've got your mixed messages going on, and either way, you're not going to politically win that right now.
And he cannot politically win the fact that he's hiring temporary workers for kitchen staff at his golf courses. He can't win that.
Right.
He's not going to win that with MAGA. He's not going to win that with independents. And they're going to say, wait a minute, hold it. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're saying one thing. You're saying, well, no, the specialty jobs, maybe we can understand and in the future that we need these people for specialty jobs, whatever you can make. And it is true. I mean, we are going to have to with the birth rate. I don't know. The market will tell you when that's the case, when companies start saying we're moving our research division over to Japan because we can't find the workers.
Right.
Or, maybe not China, but whatever.
Right.
And you'll know at that point. And so people can look at that and say, okay, I can understand. That makes sense. He cannot justify hiring with everything where he has taken a stand. He cannot justify hiring regular workers, kitchen staff, housekeepers from foreign countries to work in the United States. He can't say they're not available here because the first response will be raise the wages. Right?
It really is.
When the whole thing, when behind all of this is we need to raise the wages of Americans, he's out there saying, he just said it yesterday, wages are going to be coming up, and then therefore when wages come up, well, you're just saying wages are going to come up, yet for these jobs that are not viewed as technical jobs at all, you're saying, your own company's bringing in a record amount this year. Trump cannot win that argument.
No,
he cannot win that argument.
Because you're talking about, again, a massive competition for those pay rates, which means what? Well, then the rate integrity on pay is going to remain low.
Right.
You're not going to restore that. Yeah. It's up to the marketplace to restore that, but if the policy is influencing the marketplace, again, through increased visas or whatever it might be, or not acting on pausing visas or, again, wherever politically people want him to be or put faults, then you're basically, again, keeping those rates low, that pay low. There's a problem. There's a big problem. Because we're not making babies, entry-level jobs, the minimum wage was designed basically so that people could get in, train, get some experience, and move on to a better-paying job. And in a good economy, when employers are having to go out of their way to compete for people, to compete for employees, then we see those wages go up. That hasn't happened. That's not happening right now. And wages aren't keeping up with inflation. So you've got a problem here, and it could go well into 27, even 28, and remain the same. We'll see. I hope it doesn't. But you're not going to see this uptick here in employers competing for people right now. Two things. I think the economy and the costs on everything, and I think beyond that, AI. I just don't know I can't measure that AI impact. I really don't know what that's going to be. And I don't know how soon. It's really almost impossible to measure. Because, and this is why there's a lot of concern about the valuation of AI companies on Wall Street. Because their CapEx, their capital expenditures, all right, you guys are saying this is going to be the ROI is going to be there, but it really sounds like you're hyping. And so over the last couple of weeks, there's been some adjustment and people tempering their expectations and wondering if there's an AI bubble. Long term, I think there is going to be that return, but I don't know how to measure that, and I don't know if we'll ever be able to effectively measure the entire impact of AI cost-wise, money-wise, in the marketplace, because I think people can throw numbers out, but there are certain factors and elements that you can't account for because AI is ever changing. I mean, it's doing more and more every second. And if once put into any application, into the marketplace, into the economy, in the private sector, my gosh, there's no telling. And, you see, I don't know if you saw it, but here in a few states, I know there's one in Louisiana, they're building these energy plants. They're building, for these AI data centers. The money going into this right now, and it's what Mike Rose said. There's going to be a lot of human jobs are going to be required to build the infrastructure for this AI.
And maintain it.
And that's going to be, and right now there could be this mismatch, right?
Oh, yeah, I believe there is going to be a huge mismatch between the skills that Americans have right now and what the future is bringing down the line in the next 20 years.
And even the building of the infrastructure is growing so fast, I don't think they have enough workers within that sector right now to populate enough to build those energy centers or whatever it's going to be for those human jobs. I think there's still some mismatch to that degree. But again, as you mentioned, the market will tell you. When will you know? Well, you'll start seeing offers and pay increase. You need to let the private sector do that job. And I think politically right now, if you're talking about increasing visas, I think politically it's a non-starter for too many people.
But it's a tough sell because of the narrative in the American public right now to say all these foreign countries are going to do massive investment. We're not ready for it, so we've got to import all these foreign workers to work at the companies.
Yes, right.
You can't. It may be correct.
Right. No, he could be dead on, but it doesn't matter politically.
Doesn't matter.
That it's people just aren't there.
We are Red Eye Radio.
Coming up, more with Gary McNamara and Eric Harley. It's Red Eye Radio.
We are Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. You did see where Besson came out on Wednesday. Now, they said it early, they said it late last month, but it seemed to get lost in it. But he said Wednesday again that they're going to start lowering tariffs on things that aren't grown in the United States.
Right.
We said when they did that, we go, well, prices are going to go up, and they're going to get hit with it. And they did. They got hit with it.
Right.
Coffee's up like 18%, but bananas, coffee, things like that. So the admission, Trump may not want to admit it,
right?
But tariffs cause an increase in prices,
right? And then he said, Besant alluded to a new plan that's going to get growers to invest and start growing some of that stuff here in the U.S. long term. Well, good luck with that, but the tariffs have to be lowered.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.